Ain't nothing like, ain't nothing like, ain't nothing like hip hop music. What's up, family? Once again, I am your host, Born Law L, and I bring you to another episode of Build or Destroy. This is where we break away the rumors from the real, the fact from the fiction, the what it is from the what it ain't. Because you know, if you let a lie live long enough, it becomes the truth. It becomes the truth. So on this platform, we do not do gossip. We do knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We do sun, moon, stars. We do man, woman, child. To bring a proper understanding, proper education to the whole planet Earth. Because when you are misinformed, believe it or not, you are at a disadvantage, whether you think you're superior or you think you're inferior. The truth will set you free. So before we go into subject matter, hit the like button, subscribe to the show, hit the notification bell to keep you abreast and keep your ear to the street of all the new content that drops on this platform, Build or Destroy. And also follow the channel with other little intellectual deviates or other intellectual divots that would be appreciated by the listening audience and the viewing audience, the listening and viewing audience. It's all right, man. You know, I'm on the grind. We here. As you can see, ain't nothing like hip hop music. You saw my other hoodie, which was designed fabulously for the 50th anniversary of hip hop, courtesy of Rich Family Clothing Co. Get at them. Get those fine vines so you can stay in design and keep your mind inclined. Rich Family Clothing Co. You can follow them on Instagram at rich_family_1970_122. So without further ado, let's build. You see how I'm hip hopped out, baby. Got the gazelles on, know what I mean? Got the gazelles on. Repping my culture, you feel what I'm saying to you? But we gonna go through a little history of hip hop. Because everybody living in the culture may not understand the culture in historical context. So today on Build or Destroy, we're gonna be going through the hip hop culture in historical context. Being that this is the 50th anniversary of our culture, I feel I can chronicleize it. I don't want to spit my age out there to y'all. I know I look like the young god, but I'm still the OG. And I am qualified to chronicle it because hip hop is like my little brother. And we're going to break it down and I'm explaining to you how hip hop was my big brother and little brother at the same time. The way hip hop is my big brother, because it took me through a lot of trials and tribulations and kept me grounded to get through all the madness of the 80s, the 90s, and so on and so forth. So let's take that trip down memory lane. Hip hop originated in 1973. During that time, hip hop was in its infantile state, transitioning out of disco and punk rock. Transitioning out of disco and punk rock. And when I say that, I mean the styles of the wares, the clothing that was worn was more punk rockish or disco. Just look at Bambaataa and them, Grandmaster Flash, and the Soul Sonic Force, and those guys didn't dress like anybody you would see walking up and down the street. The showmanship at that level was a very high capacity. The costumes, the garbs, the psychedelic and funkadelic outfits. No one walked around dressed like that in the street. So you have some very influential practices that influence hip hop, and mainly, number one, was punk rock. And I know a lot of you don't remember, but Blondie was the first mainstream artist who was a punk rock artist to embrace hip hop. And she made a song called Rapture. Fab Five Freddy and everybody's side. DJ Flash, Splash in my mind. Flash is fast. Flash is cool. Yeah. Rapture. Check it out. I'm just helping you do your history. Blondie was the first mainstream artist to embrace hip hop. Along with the bridge for our community and culture, Fab Five Freddy took it to that level. So let's salute Fab Five Freddy. If y'all don't know who that is, shame on you. Google him. You know MTV Raps? He's one of the founding partners of the show MTV Raps. So once again, salute Fab Five Freddy. Very influential in the culture. If I'm not misunderstood or if I'm not incorrect, I think he had a lot to do with the filming of the movie Wild Style. Once again, a hip hop movie. If y'all don't know it, shame on y'all if y'all claim the culture. Shame on you if you claim the culture and don't know anything about it. We gotta change that, man. We gotta change that. So during that time, you have Rapper's Delight from the Sugar Hill Gang. You also had Grandmaster Flash in the Furious Five. You also had Africa Bambaataa. Let's say Soul Sonic Force, man, because as of now, I don't even want to utter that name. I don't really want to have no opinion on the situation, but based on what has transpired, let's just say Soul Sonic Force, man, without mentioning that man's name. And only time you could hear this music is at a park, jam, or clubs. No radio. Park, jam, or clubs. Maybe an OG from your neighborhood went to the club and came back with the tape. So I heard a lot of music that way because I hanged around a lot of OGs and they would go to the Fever, the Rooftop, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or be down at Broadway International. And they'll come back with the actual live tape footage of what happened, and it usually be a performer performing. Busy B or, Kool Moe Dee or anything like that. That's how it got into the streets. Through clubs and park jams. Was the beginning vehicle for hip hop. And I'm going to say that was like from 73 to like 83. Then we're going to go to hip hop's toddler stage. What do you mean hip hop? Yeah, because now we walking. We not running yet, but we walking. We walking. And this is going to chronicle the time from 83 to 93. We walking now. No more crawling. This is starting to look like something. Before you thought it was a joke, this hibbity bibbity skibbity wibbity music. Nobody wanted to hear this shit. Radio damn sure didn't. But something big happened in 83. A group was formed I gotta stand up and show you the rest of this hoodie because this is part of history. So a group was formed from Hollis, Queens, managed by the incomparable Russell Simmons, co-managed by Rick Rubin of Def Jam Records. That group is Run DMC. Sucker MCs was the first cut that blew them up. Run DMC changed the game. Straight game changers. The game was still new though, but they changed the game. Why? They no longer let hip hop be dressed in costumes. They no longer allowed hip hop to represent itself being dressed in a costume. Hip hop became real. Really real. The lyrics was already broken glass everywhere. Now we looking at a person saying that, but they got a costume on. Now we looking at a person giving us the hood news, and they got on hood wear. They wearing what I saw the guy on the corner wearing. You heard? Kangos, gold chains. You know what I'm saying? Let me go in on you. All right? British Walkers. So I fucks with this, bro. Like I said, I'm hip hop all the way. Gazelles. You know what I'm saying to you? Now you looking at hip hop like, yo, that I could relate a little more. This dude is wearing what I wear, or what the guys on the block wear. Run DMC. Game changers. Change the game, just like that. It's a couple of instances in hip hop where the game was changed. This is the first time the game was changed forever. Now, you can start to hear a little bit of music from the culture on the radio. You had DJs like Mr. Magic. Mr. Magic, super. See, I get hyped cause listen, I grew up, me and my crew be sitting in the basement eating Chinese food. 12 o'clock, we put on Mr. Magic. Pardon for the technical difficulty. Pardon self. We put on Mr. Magic, and he rocked for like 2 hours. So you could make a tape of that, and then you could spread it in the hood. You could play it on your boombox when you go to school, when you ride the bus with your boombox. Old people be like, yo, what is that hippity squibbity wibbity you playing? We'll turn it down a little. I know you don't understand it, but this is the hood. That's how we took it. I mean, we respected our elders always, but they didn't think it was respectful. But we said, all right, we'll turn it down a little, because we getting on the bus with the shit on 10. Rock the bells. Ding, 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 ding. No, wildin', kid. If you didn't grow up in this era, man, to be a teenager around this time was bananas. And I grew up in Manhattan, but I moved to Queens. So I be on Jamaica Avenue seeing everybody, son. Salt and Pepper, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Tribe Called Quest, all of that, man. We be on the block when Run DMC just pull up and just go in the store and get cases of 40s and all that. I lived through this era visually, not nothing nobody told me. I experienced this stuff. So this was from 83 to 93. Now we moving on up. The streets is influencing really and got a hold on the music now. Cause you got, in Queens, you got Supreme and them throwing parties with Curtis Blow there and Busy B and Spoonie G and The Fever, man. Y'all never went to The Fever. The Fever was in the Bronx. but all the big time hustlers went to the fever to congregate under the culture of hip hop. Because now we walking now. We no longer crawling. We not running yet though. We walking. Walk this way. Talk this way. Run DMC set that era off and changed the game. We never looked back from there. Commercialization of it even started. They started transforming music and crossbreeding it with Aerosmith. Like I said, walk this way. So we standing up and we walking now. Feel me? We walking now. Along with that came the fact that hip hop was so diverse around that time. And even though it was reflective of the street, the intellect and the mentality was at a higher chakra. I would say it was in the heart, in the heart chakra area, where it just has so much meaning to us and feeling. That something is out here that represents us 100%. It's a good feeling, man. As a teenager, it's empowering. But at this time period, hip-hop being so diverse, it opened doors for different styles of hip-hop. Conscious hip-hop emerged during this time. The native tongue movement was founded during this time. So now we're looking at a diverse culture with many different styles, no one emulating each other. Biting is whack. You can't even wear something somebody else already wore. You can't say nothing someone previously said. You can't call yourself somebody's name, Rick Ross. You can't do that. I digress, but you couldn't be a biter. That shit was fraudulent and unofficial back then. So the standards and the bylaws were created during this time from 83 to 93. And I want to call that, a lot of people call that the golden age or the conscious era of hip hop. And I'll go along with that, but I'll go along with the golden age based on the many diverse styles. Diggable Planets, NWA, you know what I'm saying? Public Enemy, you know what I'm saying? Bitches with Problems. Y'all don't know the diverse effect this time period had on the culture. It was crazy. Then 93 came. 93 was reminiscent of a time period in a totality of our society, of taking all the head leaders away from us and letting the ghetto run wild. What do you mean, God? What you talking about? Yes, what I'm saying is all the founders that laid foundations in all the different areas of our culture, whether it be positive or negative, were taken away so that it could be controlled in a different way. What am I saying? Let me expound. In the streets during that time was the drug wars. Particularly in Queens, Rookie Officer Edward Byrne was assassinated, allegedly, assassinated by a drug crew, allegedly under the guise of Howard Pappy Mason and Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols. From there forward, all the heads of things were the heads were cut off hoping that the bodies would drop. They remove also at that time removing the consciousness of hip hop and lowering its chakra. And I want to give this analogy of lowering the chakra to the waistline. A little bit of dancing, but a lot of gun toting. Throw your guns in the air. Bop, 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 like you don't care. Now we dealing with the thuggery. Now that since there's no intellectual, now we dealing with the brute strength of hip hop, the thuggery. Oh yeah. And this is where it starts to turn more into the streets, but now hip hop dictates how the streets move. Before, the street was dictating how hip hop was presenting itself. Now, hip hop is telling the streets how to be street. Throw your guns in the air. Pop off, nigga. Fuck these niggas. NW, all the vulgar language came out during this time. Before this, we would listen to records and you probably wouldn't hear but one or two curses. Now we listening to music. F your mom, your sister, F everybody. F this, F that, F everybody. Every 3 words. F, MF. Biatch. You wasn't used to this, bro. So now we taking the consciousness away from it and we giving it the brute strength bully shit. So now it moves from its burgeoning home, its native home, it starts to move west, where the tension and violence is on that rhythm. Fuck the police. See where I'm going with this now? So hip hop is taking a turn. I don't want to say for the worse, but it's not the same as it was. Now we starting to run, we starting to jog. Because now companies are seeing the influence of hip hop. And they're saying to themselves, we want to break down what was going on. But if we let this continue, it's going to get totally out of control. But hip hop's masculine energy, not like there's no females in hip hop right now, but its masculine energy is on testosterone 1 million. Fuck Compton. Tim Dog comes out with Fuck Compton. Then Mob Style comes out. They even got something to say to NWA. Because they the West Coast gangsters. And Mob Style, AZ, Whip Wop, Gangsta Lou, Pretty Tone, they the New York East Coast joint. And they official, son. They the money niggas. Not this gangbanger, but they getting that, they were getting that breado. I digress. But this is the complexion of the time period. You understand? This is the complexion of the time period. Product placement starts to take place as well. I remember I saw a Flintstones commercial and they was dressed like Run DMC. Dino was scratching. Fred and Barney had on jewelry, little fedora hats, microphones in their hand. I said, look at this shit here, kid. We running now, son. We running now because the bread is coming. We sprinting now. You feel me? And that's from 93 to 2003. So we start moving around the nation. Nelly, we moving around. Master P, we moving around because we running. You can't run in place. You got to move around when you run. So we running. The new millennium comes. A lot of people have living with uncertainty. Okay? We living with uncertainty now. What's next? How we gonna enter this next? So a lot of people start putting out apocalyptic songs. Like, where we going, how's this moving? But in reality, it wasn't moving nowhere, man. It was gonna be the same shit, different toilet bowl. Okay? Now we head to the dirty South. Now we doing trap music. Because now we looking into each hood and we bringing out whatever region that hood is, we gonna make that the stamp of approval for the culture. So now we wearing big t-shirts, big white t-shirts, like dresses, and we dancing more. See how the chakra is going down now? Now we in the dance. Now we near the knees and the legs and all that. We going down. From here down. You know what I mean? So now we going down to the legs and all. So it's a lot of dancing. Nigga doing that snap shit and all that. And I ain't mad at it. But that's Atlanta started that. And I don't want to say too much about that movement in a negative way. But it did blow up. But look at all the clown shit they introduced to the game with that clown minstrel shit. Mantan type. Listen, they got a couple of artists from down there I'll always love and respect. Outkast, Goody Mob, Jeezy, T.I. But all of this, I appreciate it, but not so much respected it because it's music. All of this goofy shit with these niggas down south, Little John and them drinking liquor out of a gasoline can and... What? Now we going into a classless way of representing hip-hop. I get it, man. Y'all want to get wild with it, crunk with it, and... Alright, that's what y'all doing. But that's also reflective of what's going on down there in the streets and in the clubs. They got strip clubs, and when they go to regular clubs, they tear the club up, tear the club up, tear the club up. That's how they living down there. So you had to learn that. You had to start getting into the music that they playing and understand what they doing and why. So hip hop is moving around because we running. We all over now. Who run it? We down south, Memphis, Texas, New Orleans. All of that dirty south, Midwest, everywhere now. Now we completely nationwide. Product placement has hit a new level. Sipping on gin and juice. Y'all didn't know Seagram's was the company backing Snoop? Why you think he made gin and juice? He might not have never said Seagram's, but they capitalized off of it. That was a big song. They made a lot of money off of that. So we getting confused with having fun and getting high and causing violence around this time. Then the decade dwindles out. We passed the Mayan calendar. 2012, niggas thought shit was gonna blow up. Nothing happened. Time to get that drill music going now. Now we have no respect. Intellect is gone. Respect is gone. The bag is forever growing. Remember those other two factors. Because within drill music, soon as they touch the bag, and because they talking so greasy about the op, they don't hold a bag for long. The bag is like butter melting through their fingers, man. Soon as they get the bag, they get laid out. Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, FBG Duck. It goes on and on and on. Mo 3. It goes on and on and on and on. I can't sit here, if I sit here and name all the drill rappers that got killed just because when they put their fingertips on the bag, they got bodied. So this is the era we in now. So I want to give inference to all the eras so we can see the digression, not the progression. We got to bring that chakra level back up, man. At least right here to the chest where it means something to us. When we hear something, it means something to us. You see Biggie? He was in the chest chakra, kid. Because what he say make you feel it. Old school, new school, lean to learn, yo. I burn, baby, burn like disco inferno. You feel that shit, son. It ain't about dancing and all that. You feel what he's saying. Where my dogs at? That's in the chest, nigga. That's in your chest. But see, the chakras are so low now, you just dancing. You don't even hear, you don't even know what they saying. You just doing this. There's no comprehension on what, because you gotta be high to hear that shit. That's what they rhyming like. So you gotta be high to understand that shit. I'm not judging, bro. I'm just saying where we at. So I'm not the old guy, hey, get off my lawn. I'm not taking that angle. I'm just showing you where it went and where we at. But I'm hip-hop all day, bro. And this is only part 2 of Hip-Hop 50 on Build or Destroy. But before I go, let me show you something, man. Because I'm official with mine. Now, a lot of cats be capping. I lived through it, man. You see how I represent? I know y'all don't know what these is. I know you don't know what these. Look at the bottoms, son. Look at the bottoms. Y'all got shoes right now that ain't that crispy on the bottom. Hey, yo, Doug, what? Put your ballies on. Hey, I was about to, but I need a shoehorn. Why? Because the shit's always hurt my corns, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Doug. Oh, you thought I just got... Bro, I don't just got one shoe. I got the pair, man. To flame y'all with it. When I go out, y'all be like, what is he wearing? Ballies, man. Ballies, bro. I'm not gloating. I'm floating. Build or Destroy. Peace and love.